Welcome back to My Life with Plants. I'm Newman. It's so peaceful out here today. We had some lovely sunshine, nice and warm temperatures. There's a lot flowering. We have a nice breeze, and today was a good day to water the cacti again. And there's been some big surprises, so I'm going to show you what's happened. Okay, let me try to get this down. It's pretty heavy now, but this is Cumulopuntia atroviridis. Look at all those new growths coming out. This is a native of northern Argentina and very dry scrub land. Grows in tussock grasses, and tussocks are kind of cespitose, well clustered together tufts of grass, and it likes to grow in between that. And it can take quite a lot of cold. It is very cold hardy, and it hasn't flowered yet, but I think it might flower this year because it's developed such a nice clump. I bought a tiny piece of this plant a few years ago, and these have tap roots. You can see all those nice new stems coming out. Quite an interesting plant. Yep. This next one is Opuntia darwinii, or another kind of Cumulopuntia, and it has 4 new growths that have come out. It is sitting in this terracotta pot because I mean to repot it into this terracotta pot and eventually into this hanger. So this one is also native to northern Argentina. It's got very long central spines that come in threes. As long as you don't bang into it with your finger, you are fine. And it's up here on the wall too. All of these Echinopsis are coming into bud. This one is a very large growing hybrid. It grows very easily, very quickly, and if you repot it every year, it'll get double the size. And if you want to make sure that you boost its growth, give it some Epsom salts or sodium bisulfate, I think it's called. I have to check that. But it's a nitrogen boost, and you put the crystals into the water and dissolve it. And it also keeps the pH a little acidic. This one is really fattened up nicely. And these two here, they're in terracotta, these Italian terracotta pots, and they do need a thorough watering every time I do. And that one is one of my ones that I hybridized. I don't know if it'll flower this year. This one here has lovely apricot flowers, or salmon pink. And this is a yellow flowering one. It's quite globular, offsets quite a bit, and this one is super prolific. It has pink flowers. Alright, let me just put this net back up so that I don't forget to do it, if you know what I mean. I am going to forget stuff. So let me just put this camera down right there. Hopefully the camera don't get blown away. If it doesn't, it'll go down to the first floor. You'll be doing a bungee jump. As the camera flies off the balcony, it'll be like a free bungee jump for you. Or way down to the first floor. Okay, these are the ones I repotted on that video, and unfortunately I didn't have sound on it because I'd spent hours and hours, literally hours and hours, and it was all cuts and put all together. So it's very difficult to have me talking for hours and hours all the way through it, so it was done that way. But this is how they look now. They're plumping up. This one here, I guess, has buds on it. It's a Parodia claviceps, and this one has buds, and it's fattened up really nicely. I took a lot of the offsets that were growing on the top, and the reason for that is that they will grow and get bigger and they'll suffocate this plant, or this main head. It'll eventually die if you let it get covered in pups. But the ones on the side are fine. They have space to expand, but definitely if they pop up like this one here, it's got to be removed. And this one is one of my oldest ones, which comes from Big Mummy up there, and this one is Echinopsis eresii, which has big white flowers. It's super tough, super hardy. These are a Notocactus atonus. I have another couple of those, and this is their prolific one that has the purple flowers, and I got to remove some of the offsets around here, but this can get over 1 meter tall, so I'm not sure what's in its hybridization. This one here is Calcochlora, which has beautiful green, olive green body, and the flowers are white and very, very fragrant. And this one's been repotted, it really needed it. And when it does have plenty of root room, it flowers better than if it's in a restricted pot. This is a Gymnocalycium saglionis that I saved. It was sitting in the yard up the side of the house, and it's totally, it has recovered from its disease there that it got during the monsoon last year, and I thought it was going to die, but this is probably the worst case I've ever seen on a Gymnocalycium saglionis, and it has totally recovered from it. It healed, and then it's starting to grow again, and it is a very, very hardy plant. And this is another Echinopsis that has yellow flowers that I've had for years. This one here is a Trichoceros. It has very large pink flowers, very big pink flowers, and it has lovely new offsets here, and it's been potted up in there those few weeks ago when I did that video, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 flower buds that I can see. I know when it flowers you can even water it even more. The flowers are really large. Yes, everything's looking good. And we got this one open, so we have a peek. We have this Matacana with a flower they opened today. This Phaerocactus glossicens is still in flower. This is one of the Phaerocacti that really love a humid summer. We're talking about in the 90s. And up here is that Unicactus, glandular cactus unicactus. Next to it is this mammillaria that I'm not sure of its name. It finished flowering. This mammillaria magnumama is still in flower. I think it's trying to offset. You can see right there. It's going to get pups. Yeah, grows from sea level, that one. This is repotted cactus, and all of that damage on it was stress from the sun. Yep, one of my favorites here that you've seen before. And this one is Magnifica. This is also one of my favorites, and I gave it a good watering. It's growing really well. Right next to it is another claviceps, Parodia claviceps, but it's getting pretty, it's starting to look like a Warrisii. Well, I hope it is, because I already have a claviceps, but they look so similar. Yeah, that one is my subinermis Tephrocactus articulatus subinermis. Did I get that right? Tongue twister. And down here, miraculously, Kowinskiana is still trying to flower. What a magnificent thing. Look at that. It has been flowering ever since winter. And it is one of those dichotomous cacti, so it likes to split into two. Yeah. Marxiana, right there. Mammillaria marxiana. I don't know if it flowered or not, I can't remember now. I got a goldfish brain. I don't think it flowered yet. I think it's going to flower later on. Alright. Karwinskiana, it's got a little bit of a wobble to it because I think that it's trying to push out more roots. And this is the lethal Tephrocactus articulatus, and if you live in a very humid environment, this will do totally fine. Not a Rebutia, but a so-called Butia rauschii that managed to form a lot of pups last year. This one likes a good watering when it thoroughly dries out during the spring, and a little bit of water in the winter, and then when it gets to the monsoon season I cut all the water off together, or otherwise it'll rot. This is a nice mammy here that has flowers, don't know its name. Mammillaria prolifera, which is a neat looking clustering cactus here. Pherocactus latispinus is getting bigger and bigger every year. Really shrivels a lot in the winter. This one's just finished flowering. It's a echinophossula cactus, looking good. Mammillaria here. They actually like quite a bit of water, and this one is in flower now. And after flowering, it'll make some seed pod, fruits. I like to take them off and propagate them like that. These are its babies. Here's another one. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Look at the buds. It's got 3 buds on Homalocephala texensis. The Texas horse crippler, because in Texas there in its native habitat you'll just see 1/3 of the cactus protruding from the ground or from the soil, and it grows in pretty grassy areas, so it's very hard to see it, but these spines will be sticking up. So definitely, if you want to go and play soccer, you better wear your steel-soled shoes so that you don't get stabbed. Against the Arianaceae, which I try to grow some seedlings from it, not successful yet. But it's surprisingly cold hardy. Got through the cold, no problem. These are my pharaoh cacti. That's one of them. Amorii. This is Glory of Texas. The Thalocactus bicolor has beautiful flowers. It's got flower buds on it, and if it speeds up the process, it may come into flower. If it gets to the monsoon, the flowers don't come out. You can have a nice zoomed in look at Mammillaria elongata copper king. Even when you get the culture right, an old plant can have rot here and there. It just happens to the older stems, nothing to get scared about. This is another kind of Mammillaria elongata, and it has lots of buds on it that are going to open, coming into flower. This Mammillaria, and I think it's Grusoni, because the flowers are rather big for a Mammillaria. Now if that gets to the size of this pot, it is Grusoni. It's definitely not that label that I had before. It was Spinosissima, and it's not that. This has got another ring of flowers coming on my old Bellinata. Today they got a good watering again. This is an Echinopsis hybrid, and it's called Strawberry Ice. So those flowers look like icy pink, very light pink. And this one here is a magnificent thing. Very easy to spot it because the actual body is a very, very olive green compared to the green on these other Echinopsis. It's easy to spot it in amongst them. And this one is called Sunrise, Echinopsis Sunrise, because its flowers have a pink throat, and then they gradually, well, they start off as a big pink bud, and then when it opens, the petals change to yellow, and then you have the deep pink in the throat there. They're pretty magnificent. It's like a sunrise, and it's got a little orange in there. These are peanut cacti that I took cuttings of. Well, not cuttings, I twisted some stems off, and they're starting to grow nicely. These are my two Parodias, Parodia mammillaria, and mammillaria is a thirsty thing. And you know, it gets a little sun during the day, but mostly just bright light. It's covered in buds. It has magnificent flowers. That's why I got the second one, as you know. Coming into bud here is my Acanthocalicium spiniflora variety violacea, tongue twister. This is a high altitude Bolivian cactus. It has this very neat looking spine formation on it, and if you grow it under high light, like very, very intense sun, but you got to be careful you don't burn it, those spines will surround the plant more. It'll get more and more spines. But I noticed that it was quite a thirsty cactus, and it didn't particularly like high temperatures. So when we get to about the 30 degrees Celsius, it really needed to come down to this level, down to the ground here of the balcony, because it's cooler than up there for some reason for it. Sitting in a terracotta pot, and the reason for that is to dissipate the heat that may accumulate on the balcony during the summer. But otherwise, it'll be a lot more shaded down here. It's not a big fan of low altitude direct sun. And I think, yeah, it really likes low nighttime temperatures, but we can't always provide that. But it survives fine. The hardest part is getting it to flower or to come into flower. As long as we're not getting too humid yet, and we still got plenty of sunshine, it should come into nice flower. If we hit the monsoon season, it'll be difficult for those buds to open up. And on the other hand, Echinopsis don't care if it's all clouded and smoggy and humid. They still flower anyway. Something really neat is my trough here of all these baby Echinopsis that are no longer babies. They are growing real quick. And the offsets from when I did the repotting that time, they're all in here. Once they get a good lot of roots, there will be plants I sell or give away. And down here are my two Serencias that I don't hesitate to water plenty. Every third day I'll water them. They dry up pretty quick and they do drink a lot. And they're putting out some good growth. Hopefully I might get one bud so I can have a look at what this flower looks like. That's another yellow flowering Echinopsis there. It's been down here for the whole winter. And not a cactus, but I like to show my Hoodia. It's a Hoodia hybrid. Take a glimpse at this tag here. Hoodia Goldie Eye crossed with H. Jatai. So there you are. It's probably the first time I've ever said it. Its old name. And believe it or not, Hoodias don't mind a humid summer. And it gets real hot. I mean, the average temperature of our summer is 35 degrees, but up here on the balcony I think you can get to 40. And I know that for a fact because if I go outside in the garden or have to do anything and then I come out here, you can feel how much hotter it is. It's so hot out here that I just sweat profusely in the summer. I can't actually handle it, and this thing is fine with it. It keeps growing even in the terrible high humidity. It loves it. So it's just a plant that likes a lot of humidity, what can I say. And next to it, I keep forgetting its name. We got a tag down there that I can't reach. It's a kind of a native succulent of Madagascar, and it's a terrestrial. It has a slight fuzz on these terete leaves here. You might have mistaken it for the candle plant, the senecio, but it's not a senecio. And there's a new stem growing on it. It's a real neat looking thing. It's part of the Espilidaceae family, which is Hoodias and Stapelias and Huanias and Caralluma and Hoyas. So it's in that great family. Plus there's a lot of so-called milkweeds that are all native to North America and some to Asia. Yeah, so it's in that family, but it's a real neat looking thing. That's pretty. The flowers are pretty insignificant little green things, but it's just the growth that looks neat. And this almost is identical. I mean, if I was to put a Ceropegia ampliata right next to it, you'd probably find it hard to tell the difference. And of course, Ceropegias are in the Aspidaceae family too. It's got a little something growing out of the node. That could be a branch, or it could be the beginning of a flower, who knows. That's a neat plant to have. And down here I have fully rooted up and growing roadkill cactus, which is up here, and it's wearing its hat, net hat, because it got brought out here and didn't want it to get burnt. I might remove it. Yeah, there we go. Ta-da! Magnificent thing. This stem here is pretty shriveled, so it's going to come off. There's no use keeping it. Give it a twist somehow. You know what's good about this? Just kidding. It has no spines whatsoever. So if you have kids or pets, and I don't mean pet snails, but if you have kids or pets and cats and dogs, and you really love opuntias, and you want to try the consolea, that's it, consolea. If it gets too big, you can prune it. It'll just come away with more branches, and it is completely spineless. And if there are any spines, they're the remnants of spines. I have no idea how this survives in nature. Comes from Puerto Rico, the island of Puerto Rico, on one of the coasts on the drier side of the island. It mustn't have any giant tortoises or opuntia eating iguanas. That's all I can say, because this thing would be decimated for sure. So it's getting pretty flaccid there, dehydrated. So it's a bit of a drinker, likes plenty of water. It's got a nice trunk that's getting round there, and it has 2 plants, because I planted those in there with it. So it actually had 3 plants in one pot. Lovely rock that was dug up from the plot. Forget what it's called, but it's when you water it, it really comes out with this blue. Yeah, I love this plant. Yeah, I think I'm just going to give it an additional watering. Ouch. Feeling a bit tired out today. But they don't stop moving. I'm always excited about my garden and doing stuff. Yeah. So there it is there. Gonna give it another watering. And that one was also repotted in that video. Yeah, didn't have to wear any gloves that time. Okay, behind the spider web is Stapelia gigantea, and the reason why it's wrapped up like that is so that 2 things: they don't get too much direct sun, or the wind doesn't blow the stems out. It's just trying to hold everything in there. And I gotta wait a couple of more weeks yet, and then it'll get its first watering. Up here, always one of my favorites is Mammillaria comptotricha, bird's nest mammillaria. Looking nice, and yeah, gets a lot of that full bright sun, full sun. And it's right up here on the wall so that it's protected from the midday sun of summer if it decides to come out. And up here we have a Gymnocalycium horstii, which is fattened up after its lost water. We've got a couple of lithops here, and lithops don't get water when they're splitting like that, because they don't normally get water at this time of the year while they're splitting. It's the dry season, and they consume the outer skin, and all that moisture goes into the new heads. Mammillaria matudi. This one is your typical mammillaria that can turn into a big old sausage, and a lot of people like to actually plant that upside down in a hanging pot so that it's dangling from underneath the pot. There's a nice Gymnocalycium here. It's Anacitii, and I love this bromeliad, this desert bromeliad, Deutericonia, and Deutericonia is related to Dickeas or Dickeas and Earth Stars, bromeliads, Tillandsias, all in that family. And it grows in arid regions in Bolivia on rocky outcrops. It does appreciate a good watering when it dries out, and it took the full brunt of the winter, no problem. Mammalera boxana, its flowers, another prolifera. And this is, I think this is my favorite miniature, the thimble cactus. I love propagating it, taking those little stems off and growing many more, and you know I have been doing it because this stuff is everywhere. And it is Mammillaria. Well, here we go again with my brain. It's not working. We need another peg up there, actually. And if I can use this. Yep, this old peg's like some of those pegs, when they get brittle, you got to be careful when you're pinching them that they don't ricochet the fragments into your eyes. The last thing to have a peek at are all my Echinopsis hybrids, which are looking really good. They're starting to pour out some characteristics here. Each one is starting to have different characteristics. That one's got extra long spines, this one has shorter. Yeah, I wonder what kind of flowers they will have. I certainly hope something different or unique. And it doesn't look like it, but there is 15, 20, 20. There are 50 plants in there. I was going to say 100. I'm way off. And down there, zoom in. There must be about a 60 to 70 Echinopsis down there. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I've got to show you this one. This is a Parodia. It's actually a high altitude growing one. Grows on mossy rocks, loves water. It's a nice round specimen there. So I definitely don't overwater. I water them plentiful, but they dry out pretty much before I water them the next time. That's why they're so globular. I think it's starting to get some flower buds there. And my brain doesn't want to work right now and give you the names. It refuses to. Yeah. Alright. I think we've done a 40-minute video, or 34 minutes, so that's about enough. Yep, any more than that, and you guys will be walking away from the screen. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you found that interesting, me showing what's in flower and how these plants are plumping up. How could I miss this? This big giant Saglionis has buds all over it, and I hope that this one gets some buds. so that I can get some more seed, although I got some seed from last year that I've been trying to propagate. It seems like it needs stratification to get these seeds to germinate, but it's looking really good. Happy with it. Yep. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you back next time. I'm just going to water this before I forget it. And if you have friends that are interested in cacti, then share this video with them. And if you have any questions, let me know. I've been growing cacti for most of my adult life, and I'm still learning. I know a lot about the ones that I have, but I tend to not grow a lot of other varieties because they can't handle the monsoons here. But if you have questions, let me know and I can help you out. And until next time, bye bye.